Three industry professionals collectively bring their opinions, taste buds, and personal critiques to tackle controversial and offensive topics over their favorite cigars and bourbon. Join us weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern at Talking Smoke _podcast as we step out of the shadows of the industry and put on our no fear gear to speak on topics that you love to hear. Log on and join us. Talking Smoke Podcast. Grown Men Conversations. A visual orgasm for the people. And remember, where there's smoke, there's got to be fire.
What am I talking? I don't agree with that.
Welcome back to another exciting edition of Talking Smoke Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Calloway. For those who don't know, put your fingers to the keyboard and don't type slow. Along with Tiger Fuller and DJ De Niro, we're going to take you on that fantastic voyage. We talk about controversial all the time, controversial topics. The topic for today is COVID. That's right. It can't get more serious than that because this is affecting all of us. AR-15 to the chest, people standing in line for Jordan, people just doing ignorant stuff. We're talking about all that. So your feelings, put them in your man purse because this is about to get real ugly real fast. Well, there's smoke. There's got to be fire. We'll see you in just a moment.
Snatch up your copy today.
Tune in to the hottest bars
and the hottest spots as we pay homage to the hottest DJs in the South. Log on now
to www.exposedconcepts.com for the latest information on how to cast your vote
and become a part of the movement as we expose the elite to the hottest DJs in the South. Now available in store near you.
Hurry up and buy.
Talking Smoke Podcast, looking for the next big thing. I'm just saying, if you have golden vocals and you want a guest host right here on the podcast, email us right here. If you're an IG model and you think there's nobody hotter than you and you need a little exposure, if you can rap, you can sing, you can juggle fruit, whatever it is, send us your stuff. 30-second video, nothing more, and tell us exactly why you are the next hottest thing right here on Talking Smoke Podcast, where there's smoke, there's got to be fire. That's what we're looking for, is that fire. Hurry up. The window's closing. Email us right here. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Talking Smoke Podcast with yours truly, J. Calloway, and your host, DJ De Niro, and Tiger Fuller, baby. We got three different opinions, three different industry cats coming out of the shadows to tell you the truth and how we feel, baby.
The three of us are going to talk to you about something that everybody should already know about, that we already experiencing right here in the world, not just the United States of America, which is COVID-19. You already understand it. So we're going to give you our topics. Go ahead and put them feelings on the shelf because somebody's feelings going to get hurt because that's what we talk about, controversial. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get right to the particulars. To my left-hand side, we're going to go to yours truly, Mr. TRT himself, Tiger.
Hey guys, with the Callaway, I'm kind of tired of hearing about COVID-19. You know, that's my take on it. I know that we need to be very careful out here. We still need to be wearing our masks as we go out in the public. But the word COVID-19. What about you guys?
I'm tired of it.
Nero?
I'm super tired of it, man. I think at this point, I think they have gotten the point across. The amount of deaths has gotten the point across. It's just about being cautious, being aware, and being safe. Um, as far as just us living it out every day, this is the life that we're living in right now, the times that we're living in right now. And as far as the COVID-19, I just say everybody need to practice great hygiene and social distance and shelter in place. If you don't have to go anywhere where there's a large crowd, don't go. I mean, I understand you have to go to the grocery store, but when you go in the grocery stores, make sure that you have hand sanitizer. Make sure that you have your mask on, because the fact of the matter is it spreads from person to person. We all know this. It's like being a dead horse. We done heard it a million times. I am sick of it.
Speaking of sick, we're
That's
going to
what.
use that as the realest transition you can do. Sick. So, in the news today, and I have to let it be known, if you haven't already heard about Atlanta, we live here, this is our home. You have people standing in line buying Jordans. You have people at the West End Mall doing donuts and drawing crowds. You have doctors and nurses crying on the big screen about being overwhelmed, under facilitated, and now the states are open. 38 of our states are already opening, and they're testing out the waters to try to figure out what's going on. Early on The View, and I'll quote you, Miss Whoopi Goldberg and her crew were talking about the COVID-19. Basically, the thoughts were that we're good. We have one side that's going about their daily lives and following rules on quarantining. And then you have the other side, which are on the government official steps with AR-15s, yelling in the police officer's face, you wear a mask, and causing more harm than they're doing good. Most people say they have the freedom of speech. The other people are basically saying that this is a terroristic act. Tiger, what are your thoughts, man?
My thoughts, as far as the city been open and all, I know a lot of people want to be out there, like the Nero said. Need to be cautious of what we're doing. They here in Atlanta at the Greenbrier Mall, the new Jordans came out, and believe it or not, people out there, instance, they always shoulder to shoulder to each other, trying to get a new pair of Jordan without a mask and everything. Disagree with that. If you're going to
Yeah, that's
be
ridiculous.
and you need to have your mask on, what about Jordan releasing it right now? It should not
Yeah,
to go out. Buy the Jordans online. You can still buy
exactly.
things
Nero?
online.
What I think about Jordan releasing his shoes, or even making it available, or making it okay for Nike to do so, is a selfish act in itself. The reason why I say that is because um you're putting people at risk. I mean, if people don't have the common sense enough or the common decency to stay at home, or to even practice, safe distances, wearing masks, or just anything like say, it's available online. Why would you go and stand in a line? Why would you go out in a pandemic when you know that there's a risk of you contracting a deadly virus? I mean, and then why would any malls allow that to happen? Because of the dollar. Because guess what? If we're dead, there's no circulation of money. If people are dying, who's going to spend the money? Who's going to spend the money if you're dead? You're dead. You're talking about, okay, these big corporations. Oh yeah, well, we'll get all this money, but that don't make any sense. You're not caring about the people that support your brand. It's just ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I agree.
We talked about this. We talked about this earlier. I mean, politicians and some of the government officials. It's all about money when it comes down to it. For some, not all. I practice. There's no absolutes. Earlier today, we were listening to one of the government officials. His thought process on it was that where there's war, there's casualties. So we have to open back up the country and be prepared to have casualties. We just cannot sit and wait. So that was his take on it. His ideal is we rather make the money and make the economy work right this second, even though that most of us will be dead, and the doctors and the nurses are still overwhelmed and can't even get a firm grip on what's going on. Day one, we spiked double numbers. Day two, we're spiking numbers. And it's happening all over again. The government in Georgia, they're stating that let's see what's going on in 10 days. So life is more important than a pair of shoes. Life is more important than our frontline cops, nurses, and doctors who are just actually taking it on the chin and making the same amount of money. Pay them people. They're risking their life. They got people in their face with AR-15s talking about we got the right not to be in the house. We got the right to be here on the government official steps. We got the right to go back to work. We'll take a necessity job. What are your thoughts about that? Should they not be charged with some kind of terroristic threat for being in the cop's face with an AR-15 with no mask, yelling and spitting in people's face? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you think about that for a second. Who are the people that's doing that? You know what I mean? Who are the people that's doing that?
Let's get to the particulars. Come on.
That particulars, the particulars. Who are the people that's doing that? And you got to look at it. They believe in the constitutional right. Constitutional rights say they can be out there. They can be armed. Freedom of speech. But if it was a different type of people out there, you would hear a whole lot more situation going on. A little bit more violence from the police officers.
Wait a minute. Let me stop. You being PC, and this show ain't meant for PC. If it was a black motherfucker, if it was somebody black, they would be shot down like a dog dead in the street. The thing is,
I'm trying to be PG right now. They would have been shot down.
It ain't a time for PG. It ain't a time for PG. It's just like that guy, that white guy, that went up to that white lady and went up to this black lady, and because she was telling him that she didn't want him close to her, he went up to her and wiped his face on her shirt, and they locked him up. But the thing is, let that have been the vice versa. He would have got a beat down. He would have got tased. He would have got, and the thing is, this whole situation has created a new way of living. It has created a new way of thinking. I say that everybody needs to make sure that they go ahead and get them some firearms. The reason why I say this is because people will get desperate. Time's gonna change. This is a new way of living. Everybody is pretty cool right now because the government is stepping in, and it's still fairly new. But let this go on for some months to years, and you going into the grocery store right now. There's a meat shortage. When you go into the grocery stores, the shelves are bare on certain items. You can barely keep toilet paper. You can barely keep this. So when these resources really start dwindling down, and the people that's hoarding these things, because there's a lot of people hoarding stuff right now. They're just going and buying 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 because they are uncertain. But when these resources start dwindling, people are going to start hunting people.
And so that's the reason why you figure we should have firearms. It's going to be like the Wild West from back in the days. Then that's what you're saying.
Well, you better get you something right now. You better.
I know it sounds crazy, fellas. People thought I was crazy when I was at work
with the mask on. Then they told me I was crazy because I started planting seeds in my backyard. Then they told me I was crazy because I armed up on ammo. I saw it coming because you have a pandemic. Nobody knows what's going on, right? Right this second,
Yep.
not only in the state of Georgia, but in the United States of America, the unemployment is running out. The people that live in apartment complexes right now are getting kicked out. They don't have the rules and governing. But if you have a house, you don't have anything. They're doing it on purpose of the agenda. You have people out here that at first could not get this disease. We thought. Now we got people that are 70%. We know this, but yet we go out and buy jewelry. We know this, but yet we go out to West End Mall and burn rubber and do fields and other stuff. You see, that's a big part of that because once we get it, all our possessions are being taken. They can do whatever they want to do with that stuff. We have to be smart for our family, man. Perfect time for us to take a break. Tune in. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that remote. Go and get you some popcorn, hot sauce, Oreo cookies, whatever you eating. We'll be right back. Check out these ads.
Who got talent? You got talent. Whatever it is that you do, if you want to be a part of this show, Talking Smoke, hit us up at talkingsmokefans@gmail.com. I don't care if you juggle, sing, tap dance, pet dogs, walk dogs. Holler at us at talkingsmokefans@gmail.com. I'm your boy, DJ De Niro, and I'm gone.
Hey, J. Calloway here for Talking Smoke Podcast, and I'm just letting you know I'm thrilled and excited about our next show coming up. This right here might get some of y'all put on the couch, or worse. We're talking about your favorite woman. Is it your mama? Is it your wife? Your baby mama or your girlfriend? Stay tuned. It's about to get hot right here. But where there's smoke, it's got to be fire. Stay tuned. Next show, 8 o'clock Eastern, weekdays, right here on Talking Smoke Podcast.
The hottest DJs in the South, now available in stores. The streets are talking, we are listening. So what you say? Snatch up your copy today.
Tune in to the hottest bars
and the hottest spots as we play homage to the hottest DJs in the South. Log on now
to www.exposedconcepts.com for the latest information on how to cast your vote
and become a part of the movement as we expose the elite to the hottest DJs in the South. Now available in stores near you.
Hurry up and buy.
J. Calloway here for Artist Pick right here on Talking Smoke Radio. Now, normally we will give you a little drop indication stating that if you have any talent whatsoever and you want to be discovered right here on our television show or our podcast, all you have to do is drop your information right here. Well, that's why I'm talking to you right now. This young lady did just that, and she's being discovered right here on Talking Smoke Radio. So let me just set the stage for a second. And that's exactly what we're giving her right now. It's the stage because she is deserving. This young lady has the look. This young lady has the vocals. She can sing like a golden songbird. And I don't know what you guys been doing. You've been sleeping up under a rock somewhere. Here's Chattanooga's native, China Marette.
Hop in your whip, grab your keys back and you come through. I'll teach you a lesson, I'll be a blessing. As long as you're ready, you can come get it. Stay by my side and I got you. Sit back, relax and enjoy the view. Drinking and chasing the hand in your system. After we're done, call my girls like I missed them. Plenty of time if you wanted some more. Don't worry, I got you, you don't have to go. Tell me how you want it, baby.
Thank you for staying tuned. We are back on the set as we talk about COVID. We're going to get right into the particulars.
That's true. That's true. And let me make a point very clear to you guys and to the people that are listening and watching it. It's not necessary that the coronavirus has turned their eyes to black folks. Because coronavirus was hitting the white folks at the beginning. So I guess you're saying now, wait a minute. Let me go get these people over here on the side. Let me go get these black people. These people with the color or the minority. Let me grab those folks now. But see, the problem here is not that the coronavirus all of a sudden turned their eyes to the black people. It is us as a people. We're doing what you just said. We're doing what you just said. We're going out in the public, not wearing elbow to elbow into each other, coughing, sneezing, doing all of that. So guess who's going to be coming to the hospital? The black folks. It's not that
the people who are showing ignorance, the people who don't care.
Virus.
No,
yeah,
it's just that we don't care. You said it.
Yeah, we're the one that's going out there. So the coronavirus is not attacking black people. We are attacking the coronavirus. No. We out there putting our hands up.
Coronavirus.
Let's get it. Give it to me. Give it to me. That's what we're saying to the coronavirus. Because, like we said, the Green Bayou Mall, Gresham Park.
It's almost like we almost in Buffalo. That's the problem. We rather have barbecue chicken, and I said it. I don't care who heard me. We rather have barbecue and Hennessy than to be alone at home and being safe. We've had this argument, we had this conversation, and sad enough that I had it in my own family. But we have to be smarter as a people. If you love yourself, stay at home. Unless it is a necessity, stay at home. Now, we talked about a lot of stuff. This goes back into day one. Now we're into months of it. Whoopi Goldberg view this morning. They were talking about Blue Lives Matter. We fast forward to the right to speech, the bare arms, people being in people's face. Fast forward to from social media, which we will share with you, where there was 3 unarmed black guys that were just standing on the side, not smoking, not causing any issue, 6 feet apart. One of them did not have a mask on. A cop immediately tackled the teenager, punched him in the face, put handcuffs on him, drug him into the car, broke his phone, took the other phone from the other gentleman that was recording. That's I'm almost appalled, but I've been living in America for too long. I love America. I know most of us love America. We just want America to love us back. So my question is, what's going on, man? What are we doing?
What are we doing as a people, or what are we doing as America?
Let's go to America first, because we, the people, make up America. So let's go to America. What are we doing as Americans?
Well, we're doing the same thing we've been doing for years as America. We have been showing injustice to the minority people, to the people of color, especially the black people. The coronavirus does not have anything else to do with it, because they're going to even take more advantage of it. It don't have nothing to do with
the color.
But what I'm trying to say is they are still going to show injustice to the black community, to the black people. Police officers are still going to abuse their power.
Hold on. I don't think this is a color thing. I mean, you know,
you just said a few minutes ago. You said if it's a white person rubbing their face on a black person.
I'm talking about the law. I'm talking about the law itself. Like the police. If it was vice versa, we're never gonna get ethical treatment when it comes to
that's my point.
The police and stuff. But when it comes to this virus, this virus does not see a color. It doesn't. And then the stimulus package, that wasn't a color thing. Everybody got money across the board: black, white, Mexican, Jews, Gentiles. It didn't matter. Everybody got money. What separates us and what makes? Because I'm looking at our black people like, really, nigga, you going to buying Jordans? Like, I really feel like it's ignorance on our part, and we can't blame nobody else for our ignorance.
That's true. It's ignorance on our part. But what Calloway was saying, how is America treating this coronavirus, treating the people with
Let's
this
take it back.
coronavirus?
I don't think Nero, but I was asking. Let me take it back. So the example of Nero, people of non-color standing on the steps of the White House and government officials with AR-15s and loud in police face spitting at them with no mask on their face. The second option was the black three guys sitting outside at 6 feet with mask on. Cops tackled them, put them in hands, threw them in jail, threw their phone away. That was the question.
Again,
what take on that?
That's what I was saying. That doesn't have anything to do with the virus. That's just another way. That's just another way to police black people, because we do ignorant shit like go to the store and buy Jordans. That was I heard exactly what he was saying.
But what about this? What about this, DJ De Niro? He said in front of the White House there was people of non-color, meaning white folks, sitting out there with their guns and all that stuff. Now, Nero, put it like this: if it was you,
hold on.
If it was you,
Nero,
let
me stop you right there.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. You got white people out in front of the White House with guns protesting. There's two reasons why they're protesting. They're protesting for the Second Amendment. See.
So the cigar of today is brought to you in part by none other than DJ De Niro. DJ De Niro. Yeah. What's going on? What's popping and crack-a-lacking? Introduce the cigar of today and what it go good with. Why would you be smoking it? I mean, is it full body, mild? I mean, give us some knowledge. Drop some knowledge for us.
I'm going to go with the Drew Estate Java. The Drew Estate Java Maduro. The Drew Estate Java Maduro is a coffee blend. It's a pretty smooth cigar. Most people like smoking Javas. Javas are flavored. They have cherry. They have other vanilla Maduro, and they have mint. I've smoked all of those flavors, and they're pretty good. They're pretty well made cigar, and I like them.
But what goes good with a cigar for a debonair guy like ourselves will be bourbon. Bourbon, and drink responsibly. Bourbon of the day is brought to you in part by Tiger Fuller.
I'm gonna go with a drink, that my dad been drinking for years, and it's called 12-year Canadian Club. But you gotta mix it with something because it's very strong, and we normally mix it with like a Sprite, or even cranberry, not cranberry, but even grapefruit juice. We mix it with grapefruit juice. Yeah, now CC and grapefruit juice is pretty good. You gotta try it out, De Niro. You gotta try it out. But when I tell you this is strong, you know what I mean? You gotta
sound like a headache.
That's another thing. It would not give you a headache. It would not give you a headache. It's a nice whiskey, man. It would not give you a headache. So just remember CC, Canadian Club, 12-year, baby.
All right. So right before we go to break, I want to let you know that it's getting heated in here. Oh boy, I had to break up a fight before y'all got here. But check it out. It gets better. It's Talking Smoke, baby. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. We'll be right back.
This your boy Tiger Fuller. If you feel that you have talent and you want the world to see your talent, reach out to us. Send us your pictures, a video, right there at the bottom of the screen. talkingsmokefans@gmail.com. We love to hear from you.
Hottest DJs in the South. Now available in stores. The streets are talking, we are listening. So what you say? Snatch up your copy today.
Tune in to the hottest bars
And the hottest spots as we pay homage to the hottest DJs in the South. Log on now
to www.exposedconcepts.com for the latest information on how to cash your vote
and become a part of the movement as we expose the elite to the hottest DJs in the South. Now available in stores and reviews.
Hurry up and buy.
All right, Tiger, we talked about a lot today on this COVID-19, and we just want to give you the floor on the closing remarks.
Yeah, I just want everybody to be safe out there. I want to get a shout out to all your sanitation workers and your warehouse workers. We know that sometimes you guys may be forgotten, but we know that you are the backbone and the foundation of this thing. You are keeping everything safe for these doctors and nurses to be able to do their jobs. So we appreciate what you guys got going on. Also, wear your mask every night, guys, or every day. When you leave your house, put your mask on and your gloves on. Be safe out there. Have a good evening. Peace.
You heard it right here on Talking Smoke Remarks. That was yours truly, Tiger. Before we get out of here, you know we got to hear from none other than De Niro. So what we're going to do is take a pause from the call, give the floor over to DJ De Niro. DJ De Niro, keep it loud and clear. Won't you go ahead and close us out, sir?
Closing. COVID-19 is a killer. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself healthy. And stay the hell away from people that's coughing.
All right, we finally reached the time where I have to reluctantly say goodbye, or I'll see you later. We're at that point in the show where we're actually just signing off. But before we go, we know that today was a heated conversation about COVID-19, and it should be because it affects each and every one of us. Understand, before we open our mouths here, we have an opportunity to go back and dig through a lot of different resources before just stating our opinion. We're three different industry cats from different walks, and we came together collectively, of course, over our favorite cigar and bourbon, but we want to make sure that you don't get this twisted in any way, shape, or form. We do care from the bottom of our hearts. So no matter who you are out there, we understand that you're getting affected. The people out here that are actually screaming about freedom, this is America. This is not like, everybody don't have the same freedoms and rights. But I want you to be conscious about the people that may not look like you, or the people who might be going through worse topics, the people who might not get the unemployment or didn't sow into the Social Security. The people might be frail with lower immune systems that care about their lives. Short and clear, we're facing an invisible weapon, World War III, that we don't know how to fight. We are testing more, so we are staying in. Most of us are being smart. We're washing our hands, we're wearing masks, we're not trying to cross-contaminate. But think about the nurses, the doctors. Think about the boys in blue. Think about the firefighters who risk their life each and every day for your American tale. Stop being spoiled brats. And that's what most of us Americans are. We're spoiled, microwave society living brats. Everybody has the right to live. And until you take matters into your own hands, that's what it is. So we talked about black people, we talk about white people, we talk about yellow people. It don't matter. COVID cares nothing about that. So from my heart to yours, my family, yours, stay safe out here. Don't go out here unless you really got to. I understand that some of your governors and your mayors are saying, you know what, it's time to get back because our economy is important. My take on it, and this is just a Callawayism. I don't care how much money they offer you. Are you going to be alive to spend it? Do your kids look up to you? Do you have dependents? What good is to gain the entire world but lose your soul in the process? Food for thought, right? We'll see you next time on the next episode of Talk and Smoke Podcast. It's been fun. Yours truly, Jay Calloway. Stay safe, stay honest, and stay true.